Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for another Journaling on a Budget video. Today we are going to make an envelope tag tuck spot, and what I do at night is I just sit at my table and just fold paper and see how it turns out. I didn't have any scissors, so I ripped the top of my envelope, but what I did was I've seen people making the envelopes and then you open them up and they're writing spots instead of really being an envelope. So I thought, well, that's kind of cute. I really like that. But then I thought, what if it's an envelope too? So what I did was, this is actually still an envelope here, but you can write here. Now, of course, this page would have to have a spot put here so that you could journal on it. But this was just a sample for myself. And then I keep these samples and I can use them later to remember different things. I'm sure somebody's probably done this before. But it was just something that I thought to play with, and I did. So that's what I do, is I just sit at night and just fold and glue, and if I like something, then I set it aside and I make it for real the next day or whatever when I get up and I'm doing things. So what I did was, I'm just going to set this aside, and I just took a half a sheet of paper, and I've already edged around this so that I wouldn't have to do that on video. And then I'm going to fold it in half, but not actually in half. I'm going to go up probably about 3/4 of an inch or so, a little bit taller. So this will be my bottom when I unfold it. And so that way my bottom will be a little bit longer than my top. So it's not quite in half, but we're just going to fold that like that. And then we're going to fold this piece right up to that center fold. And that's going to be our envelope part of our envelope tag tuck. And then I'm going to just take a little circle punch, and I'm just going to cut a spot so that you can get your tag out of there easier than if it's just straight across. And I'll just hit that a little bit before. You always want to do anything you're going to glue down. Try and remember, because I always forget, but try and remember to edge it before you glue it down. So I'm going to fold that up again, and now I'm going to fold this over, and this is going to be the top of our envelope. And that's why we made it shorter, because you don't want your envelope to be, you don't want the flap of your envelope to be as long as the other part of your envelope. And then before I glue that down, I'm just going to fold this in half lightly. I'm not going to put a crease in it, but I'm going to just line up my folds there at the top and hold on to it. And then I'm just going to start right around where this fold is for the flap, and I'm just going to angle that off and go over to the middle to make the top of my envelope. And then we'll edge that really quick too. And we'll edge our folds so that those are all done. Now you can decorate these up any way that you would like to. I kind of like the plainness of the tea-dyed paper, and this is just a piece of tea-dyed paper that I made. So I'm just going to edge it on both sides so that we can see it. There we go. And then I'm not going to edge this line up here because we're going to put some writing spot there, but I am going to edge it right here at the top of where the envelope pocket is, just to kind of give it a little bit of definition. Really need to get a new sponge because this one is starting to put little spots all over the place. So we're done with that. I need to dump this off. Okay, and now we're going to glue down our pocket. And just for speed's sake, I am going to use the Fabri-Tac. And if you can get it on a discount, it's not bad. Now, I'm not sure what it is that Sonia Steptoe uses in Australia, and if they have it in other places, but whatever she has, it looks just like this. And it works like this too. So if you're in Australia, check out Sonia Steptoe's channel and see what it is she uses, because it works really well. If you're in the United States, Beacon's 3-in-1 also works just like this, and that used to be my most favorite glue. And then I kind of stepped over to tacky glue because it was cheaper. And the only bad part about tacky glue is it takes a little while to dry and it gets it a little bit wet. So, but it works really well. So, you know, you don't have to use the Fabri-Tac. It's just quicker on videos. So there we go. Now we have the envelope part of our pocket. We have the writing part of our pocket, and we're going to put some lines on that. And I'm just going to use my line stamp and my Distress inks. And I'm just going to set this on top of my envelope so that I know that I need to just ink about this wide. Then just remember the side that you inked, because if you do it on the other side, you'll get half a line. And then we're just going to line that up at the top of the envelope part, pocket part, and just rub it down. You're going to want to have a flat surface. My box is really soft, so hopefully I get a decent line. Nice thing about doing these stamps with the cardboard is when you push on them, they have a little bit of a give to them. And I'm not pushing really hard. I'm just kind of smoothing it around, giving that ink time to soak in. But I am pushing it enough to get it down in the dip of my box, hopefully. But if not, that's okay. And it's not perfect. We've got some spots missing in here, but that's okay. It gives you the gist of lines, and if you want to go in, you can go in and use the edge of your, if you have a nice crisp sponge, you can just use the edge and just kind of, you know, just kind of dab along those lines and just kind of fill them in a little bit and get the lines on there. So there we go. That is our envelope. There is our journaling spot. And then I'm going to, I want to hold my flap down. So I just have a little heart here. A heart. Have to remember how to unlock it. Just a little heart punch. But if you don't have a heart punch, you can just cut out a heart. You know, hearts are really simple. If you fold the paper in half and cut a half a heart, and then you've got a perfect heart. So I'm just going to edge the edge of this one because this is going to be my decoration. Now, if you're going to decorate, you're going to want to do the decorating before. This is going to be our, like, clasp. And so before you put your clasp on, you would want to do your decorating and then put this on so you're not trying to decorate around it. And then I'm just going to glue the bottom part of my heart to the bottom part of the envelope to hold the flap down. Now just make sure that when you do this that you don't get the glue up high enough to catch. I need to wipe this off. You don't want to get the glue up so high that it catches your flap. So I'm just going to put a little bit across the bottom here of this messy stuff. And I'm going to hold my flap down, and I'm just going to put the little 2 points of the little 2 rounded parts of the heart right there at the bottom of the envelope. And you don't want it to be way high up on the envelope anyways, even if this was a large heart. You just want it just to catch. So because it's easier to get out and in if there's just a little bit there catching. The higher up it goes, the more you have to bend the lid of the envelope to get it out. So there we go. Now we've got our clasp to hold our envelope shut, and it opens up like this, and then you can put a tag in the pocket. And I thought what we would do today is I'm going to not leave this tucked in because I want that glue to dry just in case any of it's up by the flap. I don't want to glue it shut. So I'm going to set this one aside, and I have another one just like it here, and we're going to put this in our book. I notice a lot of times it's like I make these things and then it's like, well, I should really put them in the book. We should use them right away. So I found a page here for the book, and I stamped peace across the top. And I don't want this really busy, but I do have some of my doodle stamps, which the doodle stamps we did in the Build Your Stash series just recently. So you can go, I think they were last week. But I just want to put some ink on there and just put a couple of leaves on my page. And I don't know why, just because I do. My stamp pad's getting a little bit dried out here. And I forgot to put, I just made these ones, so I haven't put the tape on the back, but if you put a piece of masking tape on there for a handle, it really helps. So there we go. That is not perfectly on there, but that's okay because I want it to be a little bit distressed looking. So I'm going to put that on there and give it a chance to soak in. And then I have a little tiny one here, hopefully, that I have not lost. Yep, I have it here that I want to put over here. So I have, I have thought this out before I came on here. Oh, that one really came out nice and dark. Because it takes me a long time to kind of think about what it is that I want to do on a page. So when you see somebody put a page together in 2 seconds flat, some people are really good at that. They can just look at it and they can put it together and it's no problem. But usually there is a lot of, testing and trying and seeing what they think something's going to look like before it actually gets put together. So if you're putting together a page and it takes you a long time and you think, wow, everybody else does it so fast, they don't. They've just thought it out ahead of time before they did their video. So now I'm just going to put this one. I kind of want this little stem to kind of be up here, and I'm going to put that one there. Now I'd kind of thought about putting another one up here of this little one, but I think it's too big to do that. Because everything looks better in threes. Yeah, maybe we'll try it. If you don't like it, then you figure out some way to cover it up. If you can't figure out a way to cover it up, you just cover the whole page. It's not a big deal. I mean, sometimes it's disappointing that you get something and you really kind of like it. You think it just needs a little something extra. You put that little something extra on there and you don't like it at all. And there's nothing you can do to get rid of it. Because it's too big, it's in the wrong spot, whatever. Then just cover the page. It's okay. You can kind of recreate the part that you loved. It's not going to ruin your whole journal. Or take the page out. I put mine in with rubber bands so I can actually take them out if I want to. There we go. So I like that. And now I'm going to put this here at the bottom of the page. And I think that it needs a little background stamping on there. So do I have any garbage here? Not much. I'm just going to get a little bit of marks on there. Just so it's not so plain. And I just squunched up a piece of scrap paper, which I've shown you before. And because that envelope doesn't come all the way over here, I want to get some on this side too. There, that's good enough. It just gives it a little bit of, instead of just being flat, just gives it a little bit of interest. And now I'm going to glue this down, and I'm only going to glue it on 2 sides so that we can use it as a tuck spot. So it's going to go in like this. I want to glue it here and here. Grandpa's rule, measure twice, cut once. Always make sure that you double check where you're putting your glue, so that you don't accidentally glue the wrong side or glue the top instead of the bottom, or a few times I've glued the whole thing when I wanted it to be a tuck spot. Oops, I don't even have any glue over there. I don't need to press it over there. Just press along the bottom and the side. And now, because this part is our envelope, that opens up. It's got a little spot here where you can put a tag in there. Now you could decorate the front of this envelope. Well, you can decorate the front of the envelope. You can put more lines on the front of the envelope so they go all the way down. I haven't decided what I want to do with this one yet, so I'm going to leave it like this. I may put lines on it eventually, but there is that page. And then I had this little tag here that we had made when we did our weaving, and that one fits right in there. Ooh, and look, those leaves work really perfect with that. So there we go. There is our envelope, journaling spot, tuck spot, all in one. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I missed last week because of Thanksgiving. We had 30 people here for Thanksgiving dinner, so I was a little busy last week, but I will try and do one more video this week to make up for that. Thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.